So I'm not sure if you know, but there are no irreligious people, according to Rabbi Eric Yulf. I mean, I'm a little surprised by this statistic, I guess I'll call it, because I certainly thought that I wasn't religious.
I could have sworn that I was not religious.
Yeah, that's confusing. But let's read on and find out what he has to say.
I'm sure he'll explain it to us.
He specifically states that we are all religious, every one of us. So
well, that settles that.
That's good. Yeah.
I guess we can stop doing the show.
It's outcast out.
Oh.
No.
No, wait, but for the sake of argument, let's read on and hear why he says there are no religious
absolutely.
people.
So he mentioned it's actually a really good article in the sense that, you know, it's terrible, but you should read it because of the fact that he discusses the other side of the coin a little bit better than I'm going to. I'm just going to kind of focus on what his comments are. He notes this idea that religion does not tell us what is, but what should be. Which,
well, I disagree with that.
Yeah, because religion is all about absolutes. I mean, I specifically disagreeing is why I'm mentioning that line, because it's all about absolutes, and this idea of that it should. It's like that's a lie. But he goes on to state that the biblical directive that it's not good that man be alone, and he says the Bible is right. We all fear loneliness. To overcome it, we seek the comforts of religious community, songs, prayers, and rituals that it provides.
I thought we just suck out. I thought we sought out human company.
Yeah, that's
because didn't humans band together like a long time ago before religion even really existed? Because we really hadn't developed the mental capacity to have religion. You know, aren't we in fact pack animals?
Well, just the fact that here we are, we don't seek out religious community in any way, shape, or form. I hate freaking songs and prayers, and especially rituals. Like, I don't know, but he's like, no, that's what we need. That's what everyone needs.
Okay,
that's
why we'll go on. I'm sure he has something that'll.
Oh, that's pretty much his good points. His last little point is that. He says that I would argue, mostly without evidence, that neither I nor Professor Smith, which is the other gentleman he's opposing, possesses. That those outside of the religious frameworks, even if they speak in secular language, find it impossible to suppress in their own lives the awe and wonder that religious people cherish, the religious questions that they ask, and the yearning for religious community that they feel.
Okay, will you read the first part of his statement again there? The thing that he said about evidence?
And I would argue, mostly without evidence...
Okay, what can be asserted without evidence can be dismissed without evidence, for starters. And secondly, no.
Yeah, just no. That's what this whole article... That's why I suggest that you read it, because it's all just about... No, he just makes these conjectures of, like, apparently he's never met someone who's not of his religion or something of that nature, because I in no way have, like, these religious questions that I need answered. If there's something that we don't have scientific evidence for, I let it slide until we do. I'm not going to make judgment on those things.
It's more honest to say, I don't know, when you don't know something.
The things that awe and amaze me are the things that we do understand, much more than the things that do not. And this idea of yearning for religious community, I mean, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Because my struggle throughout,
community.
Maybe,
period.
I'm actually pretty antisocial, so maybe that's part of my problem. But like anytime I've been in or around a religious community, I feel ill. I am not comfortable around that type of event.
People have communities anyways, and people will have communities within their neighborhood, and people will have circles of friends.
No, but you don't understand.
People will have communities
for a religious community. That's what he's telling you. You don't yearn for a community, Chris. You yearn for a religious community. I don't know if you understand that, because this guy, every one of us was religious. So you yearn for a religious community, not just any community.
So just having like a community of people who I watch like football games with for the team I like doesn't count.
Unless there's some sort of ritual that includes God with that football game, no. That's what he's saying. I
mean, we have rituals like we drink beer and have like chips or popcorn, or like that's kind of a ritual, I guess. I mean, we do it this.
Well, maybe if at Nominee Patri over the salsa, then maybe.
Does it make the salsa taste better?
I think so.
Are you sure?
The wafers are pretty kick-ass in Catholicism.
Wafers and salsa would be interesting.
That would be interesting.
This is a terrible discussion.
No, but I mean, it's because of the fact that he has no real argument. I mean, he's just conjecture. I mean, he sums up, and we'll finish it with this. He tells the other gentleman that he's arguing against, Professor Smith, we are all religious, like it or not. You're wrong.
I mean, again, thanks for dealing in absolutes, and thanks for deciding how we all feel. You know, instead, I've got a better idea. How about we'll decide how we feel about it, and you can decide for yourself, and that's just how we'll do it from now on. We'll let everybody decide for themselves how they feel. I think that'll.
Let's do that.
Yeah. Okay.